Well, the tenants that I inherited were not good at all. They were actually relatives of the owner, and when I inherited it, it was kind of like the inmates were running the asylum. There was the one side had a bunch of dogs that were pretty mean, and I couldn't ever get. I told him to clean up the yard. He didn't do it, so I tried to get back into the yard and clean it myself. Well, there's all these vicious dogs that were trying to get after me and stuff, and anyway, he quit paying his rent. I had to basically evict him. He trashed the place. Like trash was probably this deep throughout the whole unit, and unplugged the refrigerator full of food, and let it sit for a week until I could get around to it. Just the nastiest things imaginable, basically. And so I really had to have a heart to heart with myself. Do I want to? Is this the life I want to live? Cleaning out garbage, with a shovel, and chasing after people to clean their yard up and get rid of their dogs, and also the tenant on the other side of the duplex did almost the same thing. Left kind of in the middle of the night and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I moved out." Left also full of garbage. Unplugged the refrigerator full of food. And so it was, but at the end of the day, I did, when I collected all the rents and everything, added all that up, I made like a little money on it, just a little bit. But like I said, it was important. I feel like it was important because it gave me the confidence to know I could move on and know that I did not want to manage property on my own. I needed help.
Let's talk about that just a little bit, because I hear many stories where people say they want to get into real estate. They buy, a single family home, duplex, something similar to that. And they have stories, many stories usually, of just horrible things that's happened, while they own the property. And so, their immediate response is, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want any more rental property. This is horrible. But for
Mm.
you, you've seen it as a learning experience. So you gained confidence from it. And so, tell us about, how did that give you confidence to go to a 32 unit? You talked about the management. Maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit. Why 32 units after 2 units was horrible?
Because I guess, like I said, I knew that I was going to need help. And, when you get above one unit, 2 units, fourplex, a lot of people like to start with a fourplex or something. You've got enough scale to where management starts to make a little more sense. And then also, I like having all of my units in one neighborhood because I can control the neighborhood, right? You can have a junky neighbor move in next to your single family home, but if you have somebody that you don't like in your apartment complex, you can get rid of them. And I will tell you this: it is easier to manage 32 than it was 2. And I know I've heard that before, and it's hard to believe, but it really is. But like I said, you need help. I would not want to have to manage 32 units on my. And then also, for me, it's a lot easier to have somebody in between me and my tenants, because I'll be honest, if I had somebody that came to me with a sob story, "Oh, I can't feed my kids this month because my rent, will you accept late rent payment," and all that, it's tough for me to say no. It's a lot easier for me to have somebody to enforce those policies that's a third party.